Have you ever wondered what it would be like to live a life where nothing bothers you? Imagine the peace and power you could achieve. In Buddhism, there is a practice that can transform your reality, making you invulnerable to external pressures. This technique is so powerful that once mastered, you will become a true emotional fortress. Curious to find out how? Let's explore together the secrets of this approach that has been changing lives for centuries. Have you ever had a day when everything seemed to go wrong? That moment when no matter how hard you tried, nothing seemed to work? What if I told you there is a way to navigate these chaotic days without losing your calm? An age-old technique capable of transforming your life. At the heart of Buddhism, there is a powerful secret, the art of imperturbability. But don't be mistaken, this isn't just about ignoring problems or pretending they don't exist. It's something deeper, a skill that can completely change the way you view the world. Imagine being in the midst of a storm, but within you, everything is at peace. It's not magic, nor a mental trick. It's a state of being, where you learn not to let external turbulence affect your inner balance. Think of the times you were shaken by harsh words, unfair criticism, or unexpected failures. What if there was a way to remain serene, no matter what happens around you? This is the power of imperturbability. Once you master it, you become like a firm rock in the midst of a turbulent sea. The waves may crash, the wind may blow, but you remain unshakable. Let's explore together how to reach this state and uncover the secrets that Buddhist masters have been sharing for centuries. Ready to take the first step on this transformative journey? Let's unravel, step by step, how you can apply these powerful teachings to your daily life. To begin, we need to talk about the importance of attentive listening. It may seem simple, but truly listening is an art that few master. In Buddhism, there is a story about a disciple and his master that illustrates this concept well. There was a young disciple who always interrupted his master with questions and comments, never allowing the wise man to finish his explanations. The master decided to teach him a lesson. He took the disciple to have tea and asked him to fill a cup with tea. The disciple began to pour the tea but continued even when the cup overflowed, spilling everywhere. The master then said, "You are like this cup. You are so full of your own words and thoughts that there is no room for anything else. To learn and understand, you must first empty your cup and listen attentively." By practicing attentive listening, you start to realize that many conflicts and anxieties arise not from the situation itself, but from our reaction to it. When we listen with an open heart, without judgment or the rush to respond, we create a space of calm and understanding. Try this in your daily life. The next time someone speaks to you, commit to listening fully. Pay attention not only to the words, but also to the tone of voice, facial expressions, and gestures. You will be surprised by the depth of connection you can achieve and how this can dissipate tensions. Practicing attentive listening is a powerful step toward serenity. By listening with true attention, you not only understand others better, but also begin to understand yourself. And so the external storm loses its power, and you move ever closer to the unshakable serenity of the Buddhist masters. When you begin to master attentive listening, the next step is learning not to let others define your emotions. This might seem challenging, but it is essential for maintaining your serenity. There is a Buddhist story about an old master and a young monk. The young monk, constantly criticized by his peers, was always upset and irritated. One day he went to the master and asked, "How can I not feel offended by the words of others?" The master replied calmly, "If someone offers you a gift, but you refuse to accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The young monk thought for a moment and replied, "To the one who offered it." The master smiled and said, "The same applies to criticism and offenses. If you do not accept them, they belong to the one who uttered them." This simple yet profound teaching shows that you have the power to choose your reactions. Not accepting others' negative gifts is an exercise in self-control and wisdom. In daily practice, when someone tries to provoke or offend you, take a deep breath and remember that you have the option not to accept those words. Instead, maintain your inner peace and don't allow those negative emotions to take over. Practice conscious response. This means, before reacting, take a step back and assess the situation. Ask yourself, is this really worth my peace? Most of the time, you'll find the answer is no. Over time, you will begin to notice that you maintain your serenity regardless of what others say or do. This practice not only strengthens your emotional resilience, but also sends a powerful message to others. You are a fortress of calm and peace, impervious to external storms. Once you begin not allowing others to define your emotions, the next step is to embrace acceptance and resilience. In Buddhism, acceptance is not about resignation, but about recognizing reality and finding peace within it. There is an ancient story about a wise man who lived in a small village. One day a wild horse appeared on his farm. The neighbors exclaimed, "How lucky you are." The wise man simply replied, "Maybe." Shortly after, the wise man's son tried to ride the horse and fell, breaking his leg. The neighbors lamented, "What bad luck." The wise man again said, "Maybe." Weeks later, soldiers came to the village to recruit young men for the war. Seeing the wise man's son with a broken leg, they left him alone. The neighbors said, "How fortunate." And the wise man once again responded, "Maybe." This story illustrates that events in our lives are neutral. It is our interpretation that gives them meaning. The practice of acceptance teaches us to embrace reality as it is, without making hasty judgments. When we face difficulties, instead of resisting or fighting against them, we can practice acceptance. This doesn't mean we like or approve of the situation, but that we acknowledge its existence and choose to respond with calmness and clarity. To develop this acceptance, start with mindfulness meditation. Sit in a quiet place, close your eyes, and observe your breathing. Allow your thoughts and feelings to come and go without clinging to them. This simple practice helps train the mind to accept what is, without resistance. Over time, you will notice that by accepting reality, you become more resilient. Adversities stop being enemies and transform into opportunities for growth. In this way, you continue to strengthen your serenity, becoming increasingly invulnerable to life's storms. By embracing acceptance and resilience, you prepare yourself to face one of the greatest challenges, the fear of failure. In Buddhism, failure is seen not as an end, but as an essential part of the path to growth and enlightenment. A Buddhist tale tells of a young monk who wanted to achieve enlightenment quickly. He dedicated hours to meditation, but always felt frustrated by his lack of rapid progress. One day, the young monk went to his master and confessed his fear of never achieving enlightenment due to his constant failures. The master smiled and told him the story of an ancient king. This king desired to build a tall tower that touched the sky. He tried countless times, but the tower always collapsed. However, the king never gave up. With each failure, he studied what had gone wrong and improved his method. Finally, after many attempts, he built a magnificent tower. The master then said, "Each failure is a step toward success. The true failure is giving up. Every mistake is a lesson in disguise." This story illustrates that failure is a teacher. On the path to serenity and personal growth, failing is inevitable. The important thing is not to be paralyzed by the fear of making mistakes. To face the fear of failure, start by accepting that mistakes are part of the journey. Instead of avoiding situations where you might fail, embrace them as learning opportunities. Each attempt, even if it doesn't lead to immediate success, is a step forward. Practice self-compassion. When you fail, Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a friend. Acknowledge your effort and use the failure as a tool to improve. With this mindset, you not only overcome the fear of failure, but also transform each obstacle into an opportunity for growth. In this way, serenity and wisdom become your allies, guiding you on a path of continuous evolution. Facing the fear of failure creates space for a fundamental aspect of serenity, self-care. In Buddhism, taking care of oneself is seen as a vital practice for maintaining harmony between the mind and body. There is a story about a monk who, after years of intense meditation and service to others, began to feel exhausted and discouraged. He went to his master for guidance. The master, noticing the monk's state, invited him to walk through the temple garden. They walked in silence until they reached a beautiful tree. The master then said, "Look at this tree. It offers shade and fruits, but it can only do so because its roots are strong and well cared for. If the roots are weak, the tree will wither and will no longer be able to offer anything to others." The monk understood the lesson. To serve and be well with oneself, one must take care of one's own roots. Self-care begins with small daily practices. Dedicate time to yourself, even if it's just a few minutes a day. Meditation, walks in nature, and moments of silence are powerful ways to recharge your energy. In Buddhism, the practice of mindfulness is an excellent self-care tool. Take a moment of your day to sit in silence, focus on your breathing, and be present. Observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment. This simple act of being present with yourself can have a profound effect on your well-being. Another recommended practice is mindful eating. Pay attention to what you eat and how you eat. Choose foods that nourish your body and mind, and eat slowly, savoring each bite. Remember also to take care of your rest. Sleep is essential for the renewal of the mind and body. Create a healthy sleep routine, avoiding distractions and creating a peaceful environment for sleep. By incorporating these self-care practices into your life, you strengthen your roots. This way, you not only feel more energized and at peace, but are also better prepared to face life's challenges with serenity. Thus, your journey toward calm and inner peace continues, growing ever deeper and more meaningful. With self-care and practice, you are ready to develop emotional intelligence, a crucial skill for maintaining serenity. In Buddhism, emotional intelligence is cultivated through mindfulness and understanding of one's own feelings. There is a story about an apprentice monk who would easily get irritated. He sought help from his master. The master took him to a stream and said, "Put this spoonful of salt into this glass of water and drink a little." The apprentice did as he was told and complained about the bitter taste. Then, the master asked him to put the same amount of salt into a nearby lake and drink from the lake. The apprentice obeyed and was surprised to find that the lake's water didn't taste salty. The master explained, "Negative emotions are like the salt. The bitterness depends on how large the container is that holds them. Expand your heart and mind, and the negative emotions will lose their power." This story teaches us that by broadening our perspective and cultivating emotional intelligence, we can reduce the impact of negative emotions. Meditation practice is an effective way to develop this skill. While meditating, observe your feelings and thoughts without clinging to them. Acknowledge them, but let them pass like clouds in the sky. Another important practice is cultivating compassion, both for yourself and others. When you feel a negative emotion, ask yourself where it comes from and how you can treat it with kindness. In conflict situations, try to see things from the other person's perspective. This not only helps resolve conflicts, but also strengthens your empathy and understanding. Conscious breathing is also a powerful tool. In moments of tension, pause and focus on your breath. Inhale deeply, hold for a moment, and exhale slowly. This helps calm the mind and clear your thoughts. Over time, these practices become a natural part of your life, allowing you to respond to situations with calmness and clarity. Emotional intelligence not only improves your relationships, but also deepens your inner serenity, helping you navigate life's storms with greater ease and grace. By developing your emotional intelligence, you will also learn the importance of setting healthy boundaries. In Buddhism, knowing where and how to set boundaries is fundamental for protecting your inner peace and energy. There is a Buddhist story about a master who lived in a peaceful temple. One day, a visitor began causing disruptions, interrupting meditations, and disrespecting the temple's rules. The other monks were frustrated, but the master remained calm. When asked why he didn't expel the visitor, the master replied, "This temple is a place of peace. To maintain it, we need to set clear boundaries, but with compassion." The master then went to the visitor and said gently, "You are welcome here, but you must respect the rules of our temple so that everyone can maintain their peace. If you cannot, you will have to leave." The visitor reflected on his actions and decided to change his behavior. This story teaches us that setting boundaries is not an act of rejection, but an act of caring for yourself and others. To protect your serenity, you must define what is acceptable in your life and communicate it clearly and compassionately. To begin, identify areas where you feel your energy is being drained. It could be at work, in relationships, or in your own expectations. Ask yourself, what are my boundaries here? What do I need to feel safe and respected? A useful practice is reflective meditation. Sit in silence and reflect on situations where you feel overwhelmed or disrespected. Imagine yourself setting clear boundaries and see how that changes your perception. Communicate your boundaries assertively, but without aggression. Use I statements to express your feelings and needs, such as, "I need time for myself after work to recharge." This helps avoid conflicts and promotes mutual respect. By setting boundaries, you create a safe space for yourself where you can thrive without being constantly shaken by external influences. This not only protects your inner peace, but also strengthens your relationships, as others learn to respect your need for balance. With healthy boundaries established, the next step is continuous learning and personal growth. In Buddhism, learning never ends. Every moment is an opportunity to expand your wisdom and deepen your practice. There is a story about a monk who, even after years of practice and study, continued to attend his master's classes. One day, a young novice asked the monk why he still attended the classes since he seemed to know so much. The monk replied, "The path to enlightenment is infinite. Every time I listen to my master, I learn something new, see an old teaching in a new light, or deepen my understanding. Learning is a journey, not a destination." This spirit of continuous learning is essential for keeping the mind open and the heart receptive. The practice of continuous learning involves both intellectual study and the practical application of teachings in your daily life. To cultivate continuous learning, regularly dedicate time to reading self-improvement literature and meditating on its meanings. Attend classes, lectures, or study groups to discuss and reflect on teachings with other practitioners. Each new perspective can enrich your understanding and inspire new insights. Besides formal study, view your daily life as a series of lessons. Every challenge, interaction, and moment of silence can offer a learning opportunity. Ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? How can I grow from this experience? A recommended Buddhist practice is daily reflection. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to reflect on what you have learned. Consider both the small and significant lessons and think about how you can apply this knowledge in the future. Another practice is gratitude meditation. Give thanks for the lessons the day has brought, even those disguised as difficulties. Recognize that every experience is an opportunity to grow and evolve. Let's recap the main points we explored together. 1. Attentive listening. Truly listening with empathy and attention to better understand others and yourself. 2. Not letting others define your emotions. Choosing not to accept the negative emotions others try to impose on you. 3. Acceptance and resilience. Embracing reality as it is and finding peace within it, transforming adversities into opportunities for growth. 4. Not being afraid to fail. Viewing failure as a teacher and an essential part of the path to success. 5. Self-care and well-being. Taking care of yourself to keep your mind and body in harmony. 6. Developing emotional intelligence. Expanding your perspective and cultivating empathy and compassion. 7. Setting healthy boundaries. Protecting your inner peace and energy by establishing and communicating clear boundaries. 8. Continuous learning and personal growth. Seeing each moment as an opportunity to learn and grow. Throughout this journey, we've explored the secrets to achieving deep and lasting serenity, rooted in the wisdom of Buddhism. From attentive listening to continuous learning, each step guides us towards powerful inner transformation. The practice of imperturbability teaches us to live with greater peace, resilience, and compassion, regardless of the storms that may arise around us. Imagine a life where criticism doesn't shake your confidence. Failures are seen as opportunities for growth, and every challenge is a valuable lesson. The practice of imperturbability not only shields us from negative external influences, but also connects us more deeply and authentically with ourselves and others. I invite you to incorporate these practices into your daily life. Start by listening attentively, setting healthy boundaries, taking care of yourself, and cultivating emotional intelligence. Reflecting on your experiences and maintaining a spirit of continuous learning will transform not only how you handle challenges, but also the quality of your relationships and the depth of your inner peace. The practice of imperturbability is an ongoing journey, a dance between the mind and the heart. By embracing these teachings, you will discover a new way of living, where calmness and serenity become your constant companions. Allow yourself this transformation and see how your life fills with meaning, wisdom, and peace. Experience, practice, and feel the difference. And with every step you take, act as if nothing bothers you. If you enjoyed the story and it resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next videos. So, until the next video!